Hello, and welcome to Everyday Science. I'm your host, Jason Steiner, and today we're going to be exploring that liquid that always seems to be consumed on Friday nights. Yes, alcohol. So how is it made? So I went on a little field trip today to find out more.
There are two main steps in the production of alcohol. First, and most important, is fermentation. Second is distillation. But not all forms of alcohol made for consumption go through this step. Distillation is just a separation and purification process. So to get started, you will need some sort of natural product that is made up of carbohydrates, starches, or sugar. For example, wheat, barley, potatoes, fruit, and so on and so forth. Next, you will need to grind it down into small pieces. Then add water to bring the sugars and enzymes into solution. Then heat to activate the enzymes, which then break down the complex sugars into simple sugars like maltose and fructose. Then separate out the solid part of the mixture. Bring the solution to a boil to kill off any microorganisms. Next, bring the solution down to around 60 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Then add yeast to an airtight container because exposure to oxygen will make it go bad. The yeast starts to eat the sugar and produce alcohol and carbon dioxide. Let this step continue for 5 to 7 days. Then cool the fermented product to stop the yeast and then crash cool it to about 32 degrees Fahrenheit to cause the yeast to settle down to the bottom and separate out. This is the end of fermentation. The next step is distillation. Take your product and load it into the distillation heating chamber and bring it to a boil. This process takes advantage of the fact that different compounds have different boiling points. Ethyl alcohol has a boiling point of 77 degrees Celsius. So monitor your thermometer, and anything that comes out when the thermometer does not reach 77 degrees should be thrown away. So as the alcohol vapor rises in the column, it reaches the jacketed water condenser. It returns to its liquid form and drips into the receiving container. You now have your finished product. It will be very concentrated, so you may have to dilute it down.
Wow, that was pretty interesting. Well, at least to this science nerd. But that's all the time we have for today. I'm your host, Jason Steiner, and this has been Everyday Science.